He just wrecked out, hit a car in the rear.
July 16th, 2025, a stolen Ram pickup truck was spotted in Thornton, Colorado. What began as a quiet call for assistance quickly escalated into a high-speed pursuit, with Colorado State Patrol bringing in a modern weapon. Stay tuned to see what it is.
Blake Robert Lincoln John, what was left?
Running from me southbound I-25 from 84th.
Please confirm that plate you put out. I got Boy Robert Lincoln John 9.
The takedown was rough. Both the fleeing truck and patrol vehicle slammed into the median barrier and came to a violent stop. The suspect bailed out and ran, but was swiftly captured by Thornton officers just moments later. The crash temporarily shut down all southbound lanes of I-25. Though it wasn't flawless, this pursuit highlights how tools like the grappler are changing the way police end dangerous chases quickly and with control. Another suspect in custody. Another lesson in why running doesn't pay. On March 11th at approximately 4:05 a.m., officers with the Charles County Sheriff's Office responded to the report of a hit-and-run crash. When officers arrived on scene, the driver was no longer there, but a witness identified him as 50-year-old Darrell Bird and provided a description of the vehicle he was driving. While still at the scene of the hit-and-run, officers saw Mr. Bird driving a pickup truck at the intersection of Pinecone Circle and Huntington Woods Drive. The pickup truck was not the vehicle Mr. Bird was driving during the hit-and-run crash. Officers attempted to pull Mr. Bird over on Huntington Woods Drive. After initially stopping, Mr. Bird drove off, leading officers on a pursuit along St. Mark's Drive and St. Charles Parkway. On St. Charles Parkway, Mr. Bird lost control of his truck and crashed into trees along the side of the road. He suffered fatal injuries as a result of the crash and was pronounced dead on scene. No other vehicles were involved in the crash on St. Charles Parkway. What started as a hit-and-run investigation turned into a brief pursuit ending in tragedy. Darrell Bird lost his life after fleeing from law enforcement and losing control of his vehicle just hours after the initial crash. 21, just after sunrise on Interstate 16 in Georgia, a state trooper noticed a maroon Ford F-150 weaving dangerously across lanes. With dark tinted windows and a silver toolbox blocking the view inside, it wasn't clear who was behind the wheel, but it was obvious the driver was a danger to everyone on the road. When the trooper moved in for a stop, the truck took off, blasting onto I-75 northbound. speeds climbed past 90 miles per hour as the driver cut across lanes without signaling, even pushing into the emergency lane to get around cars. Several times the truck nearly sideswiped innocent drivers as it darted in and out of traffic. Behind him, the trooper held position, waiting for backup that never arrived quickly enough. With each curve of the highway, the truck threatened disaster, until finally a stretch of open road appeared. The trooper made the call. It was time to end it.
Got him hit. I got him on 10, 12. 10, 12. Hands! Hands! He's out! He's out! He's out!
As the trooper moved in, the truck was empty. K-9 units, deputies, and EMS poured into the area. Deep searches into the woods turned up signs of a suspect on the run, but no immediate capture. Inside the abandoned truck, troopers found paperwork linking it to a man in Vidalia, Georgia. Then came the twist. The truck had been stolen only hours earlier. Investigators soon learned the likely driver was a 16-year-old juvenile who had escaped from a nearby group home overnight. He was suspected of stealing the truck in an attempt to get back to Atlanta. On October 24, 2024, Arkansas State Police found themselves in a high-speed pursuit of a red truck. It all began when a trooper stationed nearby spotted the vehicle driving recklessly. As the trooper approached and activated his emergency lights and sirens, the driver of the truck ignored the signals and continued to flee.
All right, Schwab, all yours.
16.
You got all the information I have sent to you at 1037 southbound of 720. Complexes here in Greenland. I've got Greenland and CID.
The suspect drove recklessly through a residential area, prompting the troopers to take the pursuit more seriously. Recognizing the potential danger posed by the unpredictable driver, they prepared for a challenging situation, fully aware they were dealing with a volatile suspect.
Traffic's medium the line, northbound 71. TBI rollover 1016. Hey.
The trooper executed a pit maneuver as soon as he got closer to the suspect vehicle. The maneuver caused the suspect's vehicle to roll over and lose a tire, ineffectively ending any thoughts of fleeing. The trooper quickly exited his vehicle and arrested both the suspect and the passenger, bringing the tense pursuit to a decisive conclusion.
Now! On the ground! On it! On it! Get out! On the ground! Get the out the window! Now get out on it! On the ground!
Yes, sir, I didn't do anything.
Who else is in the car?
The suspect and the passenger were both arrested and taken into custody, effectively bringing the chase to an end. It was April 24th, 2026, when Trooper Nash Thomas gets the call that Brooklyn police are in a pursuit and need assistance. Brooklyn terminates but keeps eyes on the suspect vehicle, a 2005 gold Chevrolet pickup. Thomas positions himself stationary ahead, and the moment the gold pickup comes through, he pulls out, hits the lights, and the driver immediately crosses into oncoming lanes, still going southbound.
Coming up to NOV. Speed's 90.
Careful, I'm not really good finger. Martin Luther King.
That's me. That's what they want me to get back here. Copy. Okay, you go.
Phillips turns onto Highway 18 and drives the wrong way on the shoulder for half a mile at 65 miles per hour, forcing car after car into evasive maneuvers before crossing into the center turn lane. And with a suspect driving like this on the wrong side of the road, already high on something, it was not hard to see that this was heading somewhere very bad, very fast.
He's swerving along the road, shoving, turning.
He just wrecked out, hit a car in the rear end. They just crossed the road and hit another vehicle. Get out! Get out! Get out of the truck!
The gold pickup slams into the rear of the civilian vehicle at 80 miles per hour, sending it spinning counterclockwise across the westbound lanes into a second civilian vehicle. Chase Phillips is taken into custody without incident and almost immediately starts talking, making multiple unsolicited statements that he had smoked bad weed. A blood search warrant is obtained, signed by Judge David Bowling, and executed at the hospital, while 4 people injured in the crash are transported by ambulance for treatment. Phillips is medically cleared and booked into Craighead County Detention Center, facing felony, fleeing battery, second-degree DWI, drugs, reckless driving, speeding, no license, no insurance, and marijuana possession. On January 1st, 2023, Arkansas State Police were in pursuit of a gray truck with 2 patrol cars already engaged. Assistance was requested and Trooper Dakota Davis responded, quickly taking over as the primary unit in the chase. Trooper Davis tried to attempt a pit maneuver but couldn't get close enough as the truck driver accelerated. The suspect, driving in the exit lane, pretended to take an exit in an attempt to trick the troopers. However, the troopers didn't fall for it and continued pursuing him down the highway. Trooper Davis attempted another pit maneuver, but once again failed to make contact with the truck, allowing the chase to continue. However, when the truck driver took an exit, something unexpected happened that the driver clearly didn't plan for. Stay tuned to find out. As the truck driver exited the highway, he lost control and crashed into a stop sign. Determined to flee, he tried to continue, but Trooper Davis rammed the truck, forcing it to a complete stop. Troopers quickly exited their patrol cars, arrested the driver, and took him into custody without further incident, bringing this intense pursuit to an end. 20, Arkansas State Police were in pursuit of a white pickup and struggling to bring it to a stop. That's when they called for backup, and none other than Trooper Byrd responded. With his reputation, this wasn't chaos. It was just another day at the office.
I pulled over to and she bad, no one far behind. 15 were past the guys where you go now. Good morning, how you? Copy, University. Other people, we're passing on the University, 895, white traffic.
As Trooper Byrd followed close behind, it became clear the suspect had no intention of stopping. So Byrd took control on his terms and showed exactly why you never run from Trooper Jacob Byrd. Trooper Jacob Byrd ended the chase with his signature move. Once the suspect's vehicle came to a stop, both the driver and passenger were taken into custody without further incident, and the suspect learned the hard way. You don't run from Arkansas State Police, especially not from Trooper Jacob Byrd. On October 30th, 2024, Trooper Alex Bratton observed a white Chevrolet pickup truck without a rear license plate. Trooper Bratton turned around to follow the vehicle, and after cresting a hill, noticed the truck was speeding. Radar confirmed it was traveling 90 in a 55-mile-per-hour zone. The truck then turned west onto East Justice Road, and it was clear the driver was trying to evade. At that point, Trooper Bratton activated lights and sirens and notified dispatch he was in pursuit. When Trooper Bratton saw an opportunity to perform a TVI, he maneuvered to the left side of the pickup and made contact with the rear bumper. But the driver suddenly slammed on the brakes, causing the trooper's unit to slide past the truck, making the attempt unsuccessful and allowing the suspect to continue fleeing.
Turn the truck up! I'll blow your brains out! I will blow your brains out!
You know that was a trooper at the damn 589. That wasn't damn city police.
I didn't know, man. I didn't know.
I know you looked right at me.
I didn't see you. And I'm sorry you had to do all that. I really am.
The driver, Harry Edgar Nethercutt, and his passenger, Amy Nicole Bruce, were taken into custody without incident. EMS evaluated both, and Bruce was later released and taken to the hospital. Troopers found the stolen truck's license plate hidden under the driver's seat. The registered owner confirmed the vehicle was stolen weeks earlier and didn't know Nethercutt. Nethercutt was booked into the Lonoke County Detention Center on charges including felony fleeing, theft by receiving, reckless driving, speeding, and driving without a license plate. July 30th, 2025 in North Little Rock, Arkansas, what began as a simple traffic stop for a Ford F-250 crossing the center line turned into a high-speed pursuit. When Trooper Tyler Riles initiated the stop in a Hobby Lobby parking lot, the driver, 44-year-old Zachary Brinson, chose to floor it instead of comply.
I'll be calling it. We're north on JFK, passer.
Turn to that, one more field.
I'm on, you're going north, hills. Just do a fire line. Looks like we're going to come back out of 107, be north on 107.
Brinson drove recklessly, blowing through every red light and coming within inches of multiple collisions. The chaos didn't stop. But now, with Trooper closed behind, there was finally hope. This maniac in the truck would be stopped before someone got hurt.
Speed 100, light traffic. You use the limit in and out. Speed to 8 minor traffic, however, they are yielding you, leaving in and out if you could notify county. Still north on 107 going up to Stonegate, speed 90, light traffic. He's leaving in and out of traffic.
After a pit attempt, the suspect's driving only got worse, but that kind of recklessness always comes back around. And when you're unfamiliar with the area, like he was, it's only a matter of time before it ends in the worst way possible.
He is going one vehicle around the roadway. It's going to be a gray. Your drive speed 95.
Put your hands on your back! Put your hands on your back!
After crashing through a chain-link gate at the back entrance of Little Rock Air Force Base and slamming into a concrete barrier, the truck was disabled, but Brinson wasn't done. He jumped out and tried to flee on foot. Moments later, a well-placed taser drop ended the chase for good. Brinson was taken to the hospital for evaluation before being booked into the Pulaski County Detention Center on multiple felony charges, including felony fleeing, reckless driving, and leaving the scene of an accident. On Sunday afternoon, October 15th, multiple complainants called 911 from the parking lot of the Lilburn Police Department headquarters, reporting they were being followed by a white pickup truck. Responding officers were informed that the truck had been tailing the complainants for several minutes and had ultimately followed them into the Walmart parking lot. While officers were interviewing the complainants, they spotted the suspect vehicle driving eastbound on Lawrenceville Highway past police headquarters. 2 officers pursued the vehicle and attempted a traffic stop using their emergency equipment near Lawrenceville Highway and Arcado Road. The suspect failed to stop despite the emergency lights and sirens. One officer positioned his patrol car in front of the truck, but the suspect rammed the patrol car, causing damage to the rear bumper, and continued driving. Officers quickly realized the suspect had no intention of stopping and informed other units, initiating a pursuit. The suspect completely destroyed one patrol car and continued driving recklessly, showing a blatant disregard for the safety of other drivers on the road. One officer deployed spike strips, but unfortunately the attempt was unsuccessful. As the driver continued to flee, he struck at least 3 other stopped vehicles on Pleasant Hill. The suspect was later located in Norcross, along with his vehicle, by Gwinnett Police Department. The driver, identified as Mr. Salvador Torts Mandujanu of Nichols, was charged with aggravated assault on a police officer, fleeing and attempting to elude, hit and run, and numerous traffic offenses. The initial pursuing officer suffered minor abrasions from the deployment of his vehicle's airbags. Officer Justin Thompson was taking 19-year-old Logan Younger to jail when the police vehicle wrecked. Video footage from inside the car shows Younger being thrown through the rear windshield upon impact. Officer Thompson was treated at a Memphis hospital and has since been released.
I'm not lying.
You knew what I meant. But you said, you know what, fuck that. I'm going to take myself. I'm one of those guys.
I'm going to tell you this right now. Tell you this right now. You don't tell me who you are, you're just going to sit out in jail till you decide who you are, alright?
And you lied? Why you lied? What are you going to do?
County that my subject is out. His cuffs in the back. Here, second.
The situation took a dramatic turn when the suspect, Logan Younger, began acting erratically in the back of the police vehicle. In an attempt to get him to the station quickly, Officer Justin Thompson accelerated. However, the high-speed maneuver led to a crash, during which Younger was ejected from the car through the rear windshield. Officer Thompson was taken to a Memphis hospital for treatment, but has since been released, according to Jonesboro PD. After the crash, the suspect, Logan Younger, fled the scene on foot, but was apprehended a short time later. Authorities are continuing to investigate the cause of the wreck, and the circumstances surrounding the incident are still under review. In Mayflower, Arkansas, on January 8, 2023 at around 1 a.m., Faulkner County Sheriff's deputies initiated a traffic stop on a vehicle driven by 53-year-old Michael Scotty Helton. Helton did not stop the vehicle and fled, beginning a high-speed pursuit. Faulkner County deputies and Conway police officers pursued the suspect into the city limits of Conway and onto Faulkner County back roads.
Hill.
$67 on the rock. See if Conway gets some spikes. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to hit him or not. Damn. We are east on Oak.
Speed 60, Joey back.
The speeds were not the only thing that was dangerous in this chase. The suspect opened fire at deputies multiple times. Now, knowing he was armed and willing to shoot, deputies had to approach this chase with way more caution and way more different than they planned. Once he opened fire, more units were en route to assist.
Hey, shots fired. He's shooting in the air.
Shot fired, shot fired. South and eastern, still south, 60 miles an hour. Go traffic. Up on 286. Eastbound 286. Still eastbound past Candy Creek, coming up on Suncolor. There's another shot. Coming up on Julian Drive, still eastbound.
Copy.
So go ahead, contact 6 as well, please.
The suspect continued fleeing and shooting at deputies, but now more units joined in, and that meant the primary deputy could execute a pit with backup right behind if needed. If that didn't work out, one state trooper positioned ahead was waiting with stop sticks. Agencies were slowly closing in on the suspect, and it looked like there was no way out for him in this situation.
Just before Tower Road. Beach 20. Safety units operating. Spike.
Son of a...
Adam 11 trying to get around Joe.
But now, pay attention to this. The trooper spiked the suspect's car, but he also spiked almost every other police car coming after the suspect. Imagine telling your chief you spiked 10 cars with one spike strip, but 9 of them were also cops.
17 is now primary, I'm secondary. Hey, back off of him a little bit until we get up here. It's about to break down.
Hands straight up! He got a gun? They're good! Hey, he's got a gun! Good!
During the course of the encounter, Helton pulled out a gun, leading 3 state troopers and 1 Mayflower police officer to fire their service weapons. Troopers attempted to render medical aid, but Helton succumbed to his injuries on scene. What started as a routine traffic stop turned into a violent multi-agency pursuit with gunfire, ending with the suspect losing his life after firing upon officers and pulling a gun during the final confrontation. On a nice day in Georgia, a male suspect stole a pickup truck, but it didn't take long for Georgia state troopers to locate him. With lights and sirens activated, troopers moved in, but the suspect wasn't giving up that easily. He hit the gas and took troopers on a high-speed chase. The suspect was driving recklessly, ignoring all road signs and showing no regard for safety. Troopers attempted a pit maneuver twice, but both attempts were unsuccessful. The trooper finally executed a successful pit maneuver, bringing the suspect to a stop. He was arrested and taken into custody, ending the dangerous chase. The suspect was charged with felony, fleeing and eluding, reckless driving, grand theft auto, resisting arrest,